Hello friends, my name is Koolio and welcome back to the channel. Guys, how did launch day go for you? So Langrisser M launched less than 24 hours ago and I had a lot of fun with the game. I've been really enjoying it. I want to know your guys' opinion so far on the game. Are you having fun? Are you guys getting really cool summons? In fact, let me know what characters you're summoning because honestly, I love hearing about the heroes that you guys summon because it gives me hope that maybe one day I'll be able to also summon some of these really cool characters. I've already got some pretty awesome ones. My team in itself, if I go ahead and actually show you my team going on right now, I added Tiaras onto my team and she is awesome. I just upgraded her class to the next rank, which makes her a holy knight, and she is really, really good. Like, she is spectacular, and I can't wait to get her mass heal ability, which should be coming soon once I get her to level 25, so that's going to be awesome. And then, if you guys didn't know, and I'll get into this a little bit later, the developers did give us a free SSR, and I'll talk about that in just a second. So I got Diehard, which is exactly what I needed for my team, and then I've got Lance, Vargas, and Imelda, and so that's my main team going right now, and I've been having a lot of fun with them. However, in this video, I'm not here just to simply talk about my team. I want to talk about all the fixes that happened. Now, when playing the game yesterday, I decided to check out the Discord server, the Reddit server, and everything like that, and I wanted to find out what was going on, how the game's launch was faring. Well, in terms of actual gameplay and stability, the game ran perfectly fine for me, and there were a lot of people that had no problems. It went pretty good. However, there were a couple of pretty major things that a lot of people didn't like that really turned off a lot of the player base. And if you have noticed, specifically on the Google Play Store, it got review bombed pretty heavily for one major reason particularly, but there were other things that led to the decision for people to go in and kind of review bomb it. So what I'm going to do in this video is actually talk about that because I am incredibly impressed by not only the communication by the community manager, which at first wasn't the best. Like, he was communicating, they were like, the community management itself was communicating. They just needed to tune up the professionalism a little bit, which they have been, and they're working on it. And on top of that is most of the major complaints in the game were fixed or are currently being fixed in less than 24 hours after the game is launched. And I don't think I've ever played another game where it was like that fast. So let's go ahead and actually talk about this. Now, one of the first major things that really turned people off is that there were advertisements saying that you would get a free SSR hero for pre-registering in the game. Now, what the developers were referring to was the Path of Light quest up here at the top, where you can obtain Sherry simply by playing through the game for the next couple of days and completing these quests. Now, that doesn't really correlate back to the fact that we pre-registered for a free hero because anyone can jump into the game right now, download it, and you'll get the Path of Light quest, and if you complete it, you get a free hero. It's not really referring to the pre-registration, so a lot of people were upset. They're like, where's my free hero? I was promised a free hero. So the developers, they heard the complaints, they understood the miscommunication, and they gave everyone a free SSR hero, and in fact, a really, really good one with Diehard, because he's one of the best damaging dealers in the game and will definitely help you a ton by clearing a lot of content for you. So yes, the developers heard, they're sorry for the miscommunication on their part with the advertisements and everything, so they gave everyone a free SSR hero with Diehard. Now, this hero is only available until the 25th, so technically, yeah, you have to be a pre-registered person. Like, you don't have to be pre-registered, but you have to be someone that has jumped into the game early on in order to get him. So if for those of you that are thinking about jumping into the game, and if you want a free, awesome SSR hero, make sure to jump in right now because you can get him up until the 25th. Now, the next major complaint that people had was with this stupid banter chat thing, this little chat thing that would pop up in the top. That, to be honest with me, it was super annoying. I didn't like it. After a while, I kind of got used to it, and I think that's mainly because I was playing on the Chinese version that still has it. They've completely gotten rid of it. Well, not completely. On default, it's set to be completely turned off, so you don't ever see it, which is awesome. I can't believe that's actually the one that kind of blew my mind, that they got rid of it that fast, because in the Chinese version, the game's been out for like 7 months, and it's still over there. Now, when it comes to Chinese players, they're definitely different than Westernized players because they may not have a problem with it. For us, though, we want our UIs to be clean and slick. And so I'm really impressed that they got rid of it like this morning. Like, I think the patch came out like a couple of hours ago and completely turned it off. So thank you, because that's pretty amazing. Some other small things here and there I want to talk about is there was some localization text that didn't really translate over very well. Like there were some hero names that were misplaced and some other things. They just put out a patch as well that went through and fixed several of those things. And then there was some vocal localizations where the English voice acting, which by the way, if you're switching over to English, like come on you guys, like it's got the original voice acting there, I'm just saying. But I mean, if you are switching over to the English, there are some translations where the voice acting in English doesn't match the text, and the community manager says that they're working on it, that there was some parts of the game that were kind of skimmed over and didn't get the proper rundown. So it sounds like they're working on it, we just don't know exactly when that's going to come out. Now the next one I want to talk about, which I think is where most, in fact I went and read a lot of Google Play reviews. A lot of these 1-star reviews do refer to multiple things on this list that I'm talking about, but the one that came up constantly and was most people's complaints was the game requiring permissions from you in order to play. Now, I've denied games permissions. In fact, I denied Langrisser M permission to record my audio, and I was totally fine with it. And that's probably why it's got a 4.8 on the App Store, the Apple App Store, because it didn't require us to play. However, on the Android one specifically itself, the game, if you would deny the permission to use a recording software to be able to record your voice, which they said is only used so you can talk to your friends and chat with them, and the recording, like permission to use storage permissions, is because they have a recording function that allows you to record the screen, which you can see on the bottom left right there. They've gone in and they put a hotfix. They didn't intend it to do that. I guess it was some kind of, I don't know if it was a bug or something that kind of like looked over, but they didn't intend for the game to essentially not let you play if you don't allow them to record with the microphone. So I don't know if it's been implemented yet or if they've got a hotfix on the way, but they did say that's like one of their major things that they're working on right now. And I'm assuming, because I've seen already a couple people have stated that they're able to jump into the game, deny it, and be able to play now. So that's one of the biggest things that they've decided, or that they've done, is to go in and fix that. So for those people, and I'm hoping that who have jumped into the game, saw that they required recording permissions and denied it, and were kicked out, will go back in and try it another time, or give the game another shot and update their reviews. Because yeah, I understand people review bombing. It's to get that information out to the community management, up to the developers, so things can get fixed. But they fixed it. They're that's impressive that they've done it that fast. Now the other thing that I want to talk about is in regards to re-rolling. A lot of people were very, very upset that the game is so hard to re-roll. Now, the developer said there are multiple servers, and each server you can have a different account on them. So you can re-roll on each of those if you want to, and I think there's like 2 or 3 times that you can do that. However, there are people that are like really hardcore trying to re-roll in this game, which is kind of possible, but not really worth it. Now, the developers have come out and said the game isn't really designed to be a re-rolling game. Now, I know this will make some people upset, but they have stated multiple times that you don't need a full SSR team in order to clear even like some of the hardest content in the game. Now, one of the biggest things that people talk about is the game is essentially called Langrisser instead of Langrisser, because Leon is one of like the most sought out characters and one of the best. But reading over a lot of reviews for him and a lot of other players' opinions, if you just have a character, even an SR character of the that has the advantage type on him, you can take him out pretty easily. So like, yeah, there are really strong characters for specific roles, but like they've got weaknesses, so you can take them out fairly easily. And like looking at my team, yeah, I've got 2 SSRs. I've only summoned 1 so far, and they gave me 1 for free. But the other heroes, in fact, I think one of my best heroes in the game so far, I would have to say, is Imelda. Her attack bonus thing has really, really come in handy, more so than any of the other characters that I've had. And she's just a basic SR that I got through a summon, but I've been loving her. She's been doing super, super good. Now, on top of that, they did talk about how right now the game only has a total of 11 SSR characters. Now, if they allowed you to summon a whole bunch of them right off the bat, you're essentially getting like 25 to 40% of the game's SSR heroes within the first couple of days. And you know what? I kind of agree with them in the sense of making it so it's difficult to re-roll, because I feel like, me personally, and I wanted to start a discussion in the comments below and get your guys' opinions, is when it comes to re-rolling in these gacha games, and to be honest, I don't remember the last gacha game that I played that had a re-rolling function that I got the characters that I wanted, like really badly, like the really good characters, and then continued to play the game past the first week. I don't remember the last game that's actually happened to me, and I honestly think it's because I jump into the game, it's got an easy reroll, I reroll, I get the heroes that I want, and then I play the game, I have fun, but then I don't have any goals to work towards, and I'm done. I've got my hero, I got the one that I wanted, I'm out, it's over. But you guys got to remember, this is a gacha game. You know, this is a hero collector. The whole point of these games is to go through and to collect heroes and to feel a sense of achievement when you got that hero. So yeah, I understand re-rolling. It gives players a good sense of control to jump into the game, get the heroes that they want, to get all situated to be able to play through the game. I haven't had a problem with the game so far, and in fact, a lot of people, they jump in, they get to the point where they can do a free 5-time summon or a 10-time summon, whatever, and then they don't get what they want, and then they quit out, get out, and then they start getting frustrated, and then in the end, they've just gotten a really bad experience. For me, playing the game simply just jumping in, playing for fun, I've gotten at least, and I have spent a little money on the game, but free summons, I've gotten at least 40 free summons simply just by playing the game. Not just auto-pathing through it, but like actually engaging with it, having fun, collecting hidden treasures, completing certain quests and things like that. And I've been totally fine. I've gotten 40 free summons. In fact, I've already got enough summons right now to almost do another 30. So I'm probably gonna do at least one summon in this video because I do still want to try to get Leon or Bernhardt because I just think they look cool. So yeah, that was another big major point in the game that a lot of people were upset about, was the re-rolling. So those were kind of like the biggest and most major concerns that the game had launching that gave a lot of people like a bad taste in their mouth. And I'm really, really impressed by the developers and the community management for almost completely fixing everything in the first 24 hours of the game. In fact, by the time this video uploads, it may not even be within the first 24 hours of the game officially launching. So thank you to the developers for doing that. Thank you for fixing it. Let me know your guys' thoughts. For those of you that tried the game and didn't like those little things here and there, because there are a lot of you, I know, because I've received your comments, give the game another try. Just try to play and enjoy the game. That's what it's there for. So let me know your guys' thoughts down below. What are your thoughts on these hot fixes, on the re-rolling? What are your guys' thoughts on re-rolling? Do you think it has to be a major thing going forward for gacha games, because we're so spoiled now with a lot of games that just hand them out for free? But in fact, you know, here's my last thing about that too. Sorry, this video has kind of gone on a little bit. That some of the most major gacha games right now, with some of the most dedicated and large player bases, have some of the hardest summoning rates. Now, I'm glad I brought this up. This is actually the last thing I want to talk about, is summoning rates. Is some people are pretty pissed that you can't really see the summoning rates in this game, which I agree. I think honestly, like if you're gonna go to the summoning page right here, you should be able to click on card deck, and it should have the summoning rates right there for you. They're not. If you guys want to know where the summoning rates are, click on the gallery on the bottom left, and then there's a little eye icon up here. You tap on that, and it shows you what the summoning rates are. It's 2% here in the game, but I believe for the banner heroes specifically, it's 6%. I can't guarantee that. That's just the rumor that I've heard about it. If anyone knows for fact, like what the actual summoning rate for upgraded heroes, let me know. And 6% is pretty good. Now, some of the, like I said, some of the most popular gacha games like Fate Grand Order, Summoners Wars, Epic 7, they've got some pretty harsh summoning rates, and I honestly think one of the biggest reasons why those games continue to be so successful, one is because of those difficult summoning rates. People are, people want to get those heroes, but it also gives people a sense of accomplishment when they've worked hard to get the heroes that they wanted. And with games that just hand out prizes left and right, they're like, the games that hand out prizes left and right are either games that are trying to force play, not really force, but like bribe players to stay in their game because they're just constantly getting so much stuff, or they're games that have slowly died over time, and in order to get more and more players to come back, they're handing out a whole bunch of free stuff. So that's just my opinion. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Sorry for this last little bit of a rant, but if you guys enjoy this content, please hit that like button and subscribe to stay up to date in the latest in mobile gaming. See you, my friends.